Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Five Star Joshi Show here on the Fight Game Media Network, well as the YouTube channel. I am your host, as always, Scott E. Happy to be here. I had to wait hours to start this recording, so a little bit of pent up frustration never hurt nobody, but we're here, we're recording. I mean, it'll never ever affect anyone listening to this because it comes on Friday. But yeah, I had to wait hours because, as you may know, if you follow other streamers or anything, StreamYard did not want to work today. But it's fine. It's fine because we're here, we're recording. It's gonna be a fun episode, not too long, because there wasn't a lot of wrestling this week. We had one Stardom show, two Sendai Girls shows. That's it. Nothing super major. Obviously, the Stardom show was a Korakuen, and I expected a lot of fallout from there. Give or take, we didn't get too much from there, but we do know the main matches for the conversion. There's also other things from that Korakuen we do need to talk about, like certain directions, lack of directions, perhaps, and so on. We'll talk about those Sendai Girls shows as there was some big news from those shows. And we'll also close it out with Marigold setting up their upcoming week as they have three shows, including their next Korakuen Hall show, which we talked about a little bit last week. But before we get there, I think it's only right that we take a look at what I've done this week. If you haven't, over on the YouTube channel, Marigold versus Marvelous, the rivalry so far. So ahead of this rivalry continuing this upcoming week at Korakuen Hall, I thought to put together of really everything from this feud. I put it over on youtube.com/@ScottEWrestling. If you're watching on the YouTube channel already, you can go check that out. I am going to put this, however, on the end of the MP3. So if you are listening on the Fight Game Media Network, this video will be on the back end. So I want to give you that audio. If you haven't checked it out on YouTube, I do think YouTube's helpful. You know, you can see the images and some of the excitement from the matches and the matchups. But because I think this episode will be a little bit shorter, I'll give you all a freebie from the YouTube channel. It's all free. I don't know why I'm acting like it's not free. But yeah, that'll be on the end of the MP3. But if not, if you listen to YouTube, go over to YouTube, check it out. Really proud of the video. We're keeping forward. We're gonna have a video every single week along with the 5-Star Joshi Show every Friday. If you missed it last week, Stardom's Next Top Babyface, that was another one I did. That is on the YouTube channel as well. Talked about 5 candidates to be the next babyface for Stardom. Got some great comments from a lot of people on who they want to see in that role. So definitely go check both of those videos out. But let's get to the rest of the show because there's a lot to talk about. Even though there isn't, there still is, because I will make sure it feels like there's a lot to talk about. Right to it. I will ask you all, go over to Fightful.com. The first ever international interview for Marigold Super Rookie Shino is now up. She talked her debut match, joining Marigold potential rivals, her dream opponent, and so much more. An incredible interview from someone who obviously is brand new to her career, but not brand new to pro wrestling, obviously, with her mother, Michiko Omakai, and all she's done. Super duper insightful because she gives you all the answers you really want to see. She gives you the confidence that's going to bring her a long way. And with her back in the ring this upcoming weekend, it's a perfect time to check that out. So please go check that over on Fightful.com. You can also follow me at Scott E Wrestling on Twitter or Blue Sky. I've posted it both there. But well worth your time. I think Shino deserves your time. This is the first of a number of interviews we have coming up over the next few weeks. I am working hard to get as many interviews together as possible. I'm very proud of this one. I'm very proud of what's to come. We're going to keep pushing along because listen, this is what it's all about. This is why I do this. So please go check that one out. Shino was fantastic. Thank you to Marigold for that one. Now, let's get to the World Wonder Ring as we often do to start the show. The World Wonder Ring, Stardom. They had a Korakuen Hall show this past weekend, but before that, Shuri defended the IWGP Women's Championship in Pro Wrestling Eve over in London against Alex Windsor, who is now All Elite. This was a fun match. This was a fun match. You can check it out on the Pro Wrestling Eve YouTube channel. Just subscribe to their membership. I think it's like $5 or something. Real cheap. Just if you want to just check out the match. I know Bozilla was also on the show as well. So if you want to see what Bozilla's up to, you can go check that out. But this match, pretty solid. A good first defense for Shuri in a defense that I have said on more than one occasion very likely could be her only successful defense because, of course, my belief in Sareee always will carry over. And I think Sareee has been destined for the IWGP women's title for quite some time. But Alex Windsor was a very, very capable challenger. That was not a shock to me as someone who has seen Alex Windsor, as someone who's interviewed Alex Windsor. I find her to be a real incredible talent. And she was a great pick to be the first challenger for Shuri. Shuri is just fantastic. So naturally great, right? Shuri, even if she's not at her super duper main event level, she's great because it's just so natural. It's so easy for her. And I feel like this is one of those times where she reminds you of that. Though these two really went all out. Honestly, for the match itself, I thought they crushed it. I really do. And I left saying, let's get Alex Windsor here. Maybe a 5-star Grand Prix opportunity if they want to bring some foreigners in. They have a number of opportunities if they want them. But this was a fun first defense and a good start for Shuri just a little over a month after winning the title to get that first defense in. But let's head to the Korakuen Hall show because this was really the main talking point. On the pre-show, Yuna Mizumori defeated Emma Maishima. So fine match there. But ultimately, Rian versus Akira Kuragane was our first talking point from that show. This was a non-official, official number one contenders match for the Future of Stardom Championship. These two agreed to face off. Winner would challenge Hina. They didn't bill it as a number one contenders match, but it served the purpose as one nonetheless. And you saw Rian walk out getting, I think, her first singles win. I saw a lot of people react to that. I thought she had won before, so my bad. But she did get her first singles win here, defeating Akira Kuragane and getting her shot at Hina at the upcoming Stardom The Conversion show. So big ups to her. I thought the match was fine. I'm still waiting. I don't know if this is just a me thing, probably is. I'm still waiting to see Akira taking, not a natural next step. She's got the look, she's got the charisma, right? The natural. Now you want to see it take a step in the ring. Thought Rian continues to be pretty solid of a wrestler. I would like it's funny, they kind of are opposites to me in many ways. You have Akira who's got the cool factor down, while I think Rian's got the fundamentals down very well and is a solid worker so far in her career. If you mix them together, they'd be one hell of a rookie. But baby steps, right? Baby steps for the future division. It's fine. Rian gets a big win. Now she'll go one-on-one with Hina at the conversion. Hina's been on a real great run here, so that'll be a great opportunity for her to try and show out. Also on the show, this was probably the biggest news bit from this entire show, quite frankly. Ami Sohrei announced that she will be returning at Stardom The Conversion 2025 at Yogi. She has been out forever. It feels like she has been out with, I think her knee was injured since last year, and it's been almost a year since she's been gone. Because she got hurt right before the 5-star Grand Prix, where Ranna Yagami had to enter, and it's a welcome return. I know if you've listened to the show for quite some time, I wasn't always the biggest fan of Ami Sohrei, but really, I thought she was starting to turn the corner that I was hoping for when the injury happened. I'm just happy to see her back. She has been out of action for such a long time. Both her and Xena have really been missed, I think, especially because they've been gone for so long. They added, I think, a different dimension to each of their factions. This is a fresh start for Ami, right? She's been on every like commentary booth for every Korakuen or pay-per-view, it feels like. I'm sure she's tired of that. She now gets to get back in the ring and give it a go. So welcome back to Ami Sohrei. We know her match. We know her return match. We'll talk about that here in a second and maybe some ideas that could be coming from that. But a good applause for her as she makes her return. I'm sure it's been a long, long year out of the ring for her. We then had some more action. Not this match, as you could see on the YouTube channel. We first had God's Eye, Tomoki Naba, Hina, Kyoko Kotatsu, and Saki Kashima defeating Hazuki, Koguma, Yurihime, and Kikyo Furusawa. I'm going to talk more about Hazuki a little bit later when we get to the Sendai Girls section. And kind of when I talk about me Vita Loca as a whole. But my goodness, am I sad watching FWC. There's just nothing there. Like, obviously, Hazuki and Koguma are still great wrestlers. That's never in question. They're arguably, when they're going at it, the best tag team in the world. But it feels like they're not a part of anything. Yes, they are Stardom talent. Yes, they are a tag team, but it feels like nothing really matters. This match was just kind of them there. Let the rookies lose. Call it a day. Again, it's just an undercard match on a Korakuen, but it's been building up. And we'll talk more about Hazuki here in a little bit. We then had Suzuki defeat the Lady C and Azusa and Naba in a three-way match. That was pretty fun. Suzuki, fascinating conversation worth having here about Mi Vida Loca. We'll get to that when we get to Neo Genesis here in a second. But we had the team of BMI 2000, Natsukatora and Ruaka, defeating the New Blood Tag Team Champions, Waka Tsukiyama and Hanako. And then, as you can see here on the screen, it was Hanan, Saida, and Momo Kogo defeating Natsupoi. Oh, sorry. Let me rephrase. It was Natsupoi defeating the team of Hanan, Saida, and Momo Kogo. When she pinned Saida, she was joined by Aya Sakura and Sayaka Kara. I really enjoyed this match. I don't know if this was just a me thing. I don't know if anyone else was as high on this, but like this was up there for my favorite match on the show. I love Saida. Like anytime she gets tagged into a match, she just brings the energy up. Like these last three matches compared to the rest of the Korakuen were night and day to me. Natsupoi is on her shit, as I've been saying. She is at that top level. It's a beautiful thing to see. Young Kozen, great. I want Aya Sakura. I honestly thought we were going to use this match to get Aya Sakura and Sayaka Kurara challenging for the goddess belt. That was not the pit. That was not the play. Instead, we were going with the bigger and more important tag team, which is interesting. But Aya Sakura was great. Sayaka Kurara hit a great spear in this match. Maybe the best spear she's hit in terms of just like hitting it clean. Like I know she's gotten bigger pops on them, but I really enjoyed that. Wing Warrior, fantastic. Momo Kogo, super underrated as we always go over, but it was Natsupoi getting the win and officially making the challenge for Stardom the conversion. It will be Natsu and Saori, Natsupoi and Soriano, challenging Wingori for the Goddesses of Stardom Championships. I don't think I need to tell you that match is going to be great. That is going to be one hell of a match. I was like, all right, here we go. Time to stack up the conversion. We start here. This is great. Fantastic match. Has all the potential to be the tag team match of the year, in my opinion. That's how great I know these two sides can be. Especially, I think Natsu and Saori are just so good together. And Wingori's been, best tag team in the world for the past year and a half, 2 years. So, it's kind of the confidence I have in that. So, liked the challenge, good way to beef up that show. Little did I know that was kind of it. But at the time, I was pretty confident. Let's talk about another good match. the best in the world. Sareee does it again. I know. You probably, I don't know if you come here to listen to the Sareee praise, but I'm always going to give it out. Sareee beats Ranna Yagami in what I thought was the best showing of Ranna Yagami's career quite easily. Um, a step below the Aya Sakura match from a week before that Sareee had, but still the same premise. This match, this style of match, it feels like Sareee has taken the passion injection type match that Nanai Takahashi has brought to the table the past couple of years and does it her own way. Sareee does it in such a confident way, and this is more intriguing, I think, right now for the Stardom side of things because Sareee is pissing a lot of Stardom fans off, and it's a beautiful thing. Pro wrestling's great when you got one person, one great here, another great there. On one side, you have Shuri defending Stardom, and on the other, you have Sareee invading because she is going to take that IWGP Women's title. That's the best in the world. That is Sareee. That is the sun god. I will always root for her. But this match was very solid. Ranna Yagami, tons of fire, tons of fans behind her. But look at Sareee. She was just on her top level. And it's like, you have to try and make it to me. I'm going to lift you up as much as I can, but you got to show it. And Ranna Yagami did such a good job here. It's the type of match you hope you watch Ranna Yagami now build on, right? Ranna Yagami has had Ranna Yagami. I'll say this: out of all the wrestlers that have debuted, probably since 2023 in Stardom, she has some of the best fundamentals there are. She is a very solid wrestler, but you want her to make steps, and we're gonna watch her, I think, make steps from here. That's what this match was for, and you're telling that story further between Sareee and Shuri, right? There is bad blood between these two. They don't like each other, and you can feel that. You can see that these two don't like each other. This is about one thing, and it's about taking that title. For Shuri, she wanted this title. She finally got it. Now she doesn't want to lose it in defense number 2. Just less than 2 months after she won it. And for Sareee, she's been waiting. She's been waiting a year for this. It's time. Shuri ended up showing up at the end of this show. Not the end of the show, the end of this match. So she did make it back from England. And Sareee said, if you can make it back from England, why are you not wrestling? Do you not care? They got on each other's faces. That is your main event for the conversion. It's Sareee main event hours. You are having a match of the year contender guaranteed in the main event of Stardom the Conversion. And I am telling you all now, and listen, you can make fun of me all you want if it doesn't happen. This is Saree's belt. If it's not now, it will be in a month or two. I'm not waiting too long. It's coming, and I think it's now. I think it is now. But super good semi-final match here on the Korakuen, and I'm very hyped for their championship match. Then you had what I thought was a very good main event as well, which featured the return of Momo Watanabe, who was dearly missed. Dearly missed. Momo Watanabe, one of my favorites, has been since I got into Stardom. You know, she may not be the same character. You know, I love Queen's Quest Momo. I know a lot of people that I know a lot of other people do. But she's still great. And she was so missed on these shows. And I'm watching this Neo Genesis. I mean, there's just few better guarantees in Stardom than, hey, if you put a Neo Genesis match on, it's gonna be good every single time. And this was a really good main event. Momo looked like top form, back at it, easy. Her and Azumi crushing it in the end. Starlight Kid and Kamitani minutes. I mean, they are kind of telling you, hello, this match is coming. One way or the other, this match is coming. We know that neither Starlight Kid or Saya Kamitani will be defending their championships at Stardom the Conversion, which is definitely a big shock when you had both of them in the same match. You have Momo here. You had I would have loved for May Sarah to be challenging one of the two. That wasn't happening. But you had possibilities. Ultimately, in the end, the match was won when Momo Watanabe pinned Azumi. And I was like, okay, here we go. She's gonna do something. maybe. And then she talked about the strong women's title. I was devastated. I was. I don't want Momo going for the strong women's title. And it's not even happening at the conversion. I don't even know it's happening, but that's what she talked about. Momo Watanabe does not need to be challenging for another title and losing. At least the title that, I'm sorry, is below what she should be challenging for. The strong women's title does not matter enough, right? She should be challenging for the World of Stardom title. That is a story that myself and many others have been pitching and hoping for. It's the most natural story for Saya Kamitani. Maybe the strong women's title challenge is the breaking point. Another loss leads us down the path, right? Because then it's to Azumi and there's history there. I don't know. I I was so happy to see Momo back. She was so great in this match. This match was super, super good. Really, I really enjoyed this main event. The last three matches were what I love from a Stardom show. But Momo challenging or bringing up the strong just made me so sad because she should not be challenging for that. The work between Starlight Kid and Saya Kamitani, like I said, very clear directions here to me. That this is a match we are building towards. I don't know if it's going to be at Stardom Dream Queendom or All Star Grand Queendom, but it feels like your biggest match, and understandably so. I still hold out hope for the likes of Natsupoi and Hanan and Momo Watanabe, and I hold out hope for that, but it's hard to deny that this match has the most fire to it, the most excitement to it, just based on the previews. So like I said, neither of these two will be defending their championships here at the conversion because it looks like kinda maybe, I don't know, that Vida Loca and Neo Genesis will face off in an 8-woman tag. Maybe. I don't know. It sounded like that was going to be the way. Then it wasn't announced for the conversion, but nothing regarding Neo Genesis or Mi Vida Loca was announced for the conversion. They're all still in flux. And that brings me to a conversation about Mi Vida Loca because I think we are missing something here. This faction is not going to be a success if we're going to continue not having two of the members here. It's not going to work. Listen, on the surface, this is a fun faction. Suzuki as your leader, Rina Yamashita and Tsukiyoki as a solid duo, and the rookie, right? Kira Kuragane. It works on paper. But it's not working when two of them are never here. And I don't know if the reason the match was announced is because they don't know if these two will be here or not, but we're failing. This is just the reality. I know it's very early to say this, but the problem for me is that while you have this going on, you have FWC just sitting there doing nothing. FWC is such a simple, perfect answer for this. And it's not where they went, which is, it's fine. I like Rina Yamashita. I like Itsuki Aoki. They're cool. They're solid wrestlers. But you can't get a faction to work if they're never there as a faction. And the only times we have seen them, or the last time we saw them, they lost. They lost. So it's like, what is the purpose? What are we going for? It's not working for me. It should be. I want it to be. Whenever they face Neo Genesis, it'll be very good. But what is the purpose? What are we doing? Please, someone tell me. FWC is right there. I know a lot of people don't probably want Hazuki as a number 2 again. They love for her to be a number 1. She is not on the path to be a number 1, a number 2. She's not on a path to do anything in Stardom right now. Why couldn't she just be here? Koguma could have been a little nastier. Like, it just would have been work. I don't find Tsukiyoki like so her and Koguma have a lot of the same thing going. Like, like they're good wrestlers, little goofy. Like it would have worked. It would have been fine. FWC should be in the spot, not Rina and Tsukiyoki. And I think it's desperately hurting Suzu Suzuki. Suzu Suzuki is not after all the momentum that came from that Queendom match with May Sarah, like so much momentum and the turn and everything, it feels like she is just lost. And I know she's been sick or hurt a few times, but that's not what we're blaming here. We're blaming the faction as a whole because all she's missed is matches where she's teaming with Akira Kuragane, right? Where they're probably losing. There is not a perfect setup for this. I understand that, but when I'm watching FWC do nothing, that is my problem. And when the match isn't being made for the conversion, that is my problem. I didn't want to just come out here and crap all over this, but it's a combination that just works together. Me Vita Loca is not doing much, no momentum really, and FWC is just sitting over here doing nothing. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a bummer. It's a bummer because I love Suzu. I love FWC. It would have been perfect. We've all talked about it. Maybe there's still hope for us to do it. I don't know. But I would like that to be the case because I don't think Yamashita and Aoki's worth the ups and downs of this. But let's talk about the announcements for Stardom the Conversion. They announced at a press conference this week some of the matches for the show, including Waka Tsukiyama versus Yuri Hime, which was crazy, by the way. Like they just were like, here's the verse match. I was like, okay, are they announcing the full card? And then they didn't announce the full card. There's a lot of people missing still. And I was like, okay, sure. But we'll have Hanako versus Risa Sarah. For those who don't know, before Risa Sarah joined Stardom, she was Fella Sarah or something. I don't know. That's the connection there. A fine singles match. Risa Sarah's on a retirement road, so always nice to see her. Then they'll have Ami Sorei's return match. So Saya Kamitani will not be defending the World Stardom Championship on here. She'll instead be doing this. So it'll be Saya Kamitani, Momo Watanabe, Rina, and Konami, the same four that we saw in the main event from the Korakuen. They will be facing Ami Sohrei, Ranna Yagami, Lady C, and Saki Kashima. I don't know if I should just start guessing about challengers anymore, but maybe Ami Sohrei challenges Saya Kamitani after this. Right now, based on the Stardom schedule ahead of the 5-star Grand Prix, which starts officially on the 27th of July, they have 2 Korakuen Hall shows and the Sapporo Rendezvous show, which all 3 of those shows could have title challenges. So there's an opportunity to do 2 still with Saya Kamitani, or at least 1. And Ami Sohrei is in a spot here where maybe they want to put her in that role very quickly. I don't know if that's necessarily fair to her, just because, that's asking a lot, I think. But maybe that's the direction. If you give her until Sapporo Rendezvous, that's a good month back. So maybe that's the direction. I don't really know. But with 2 Korakuens and them being willing to put world title matches in Korakuen, I think it's very possible. They have one on a Sunday, and then they have a show before the 5-star as well. I will say this, though. You're probably not getting a title challenge until the month or the week before, so it's very difficult. I don't know. I'm just guessing. But welcome back, Ami Sohrei. I'd like to see Saya Kamitani have a story. So if Ami Sohrei is the challenger, I'll just take it. If we want to tell that Momo story, don't rush it, but we can start telling here. There's options. There's options. I just would like to see some sort of progression when it comes to the World of Stardom title. I know, listen, at the end of the day, Stardom is so hot right now. It doesn't really freaking matter what they do. Like, that is the role they're in right now. As you can see, Stardom the Conversion is selling tremendously. They didn't need to put a Wonder or a World of Stardom title match on the show. They have the IWGP Women's title match. They have a great Goddess match. That's enough. That is enough for Yogi for them because that's how hot they are right now. But I will critique because Stardom the Conversion last year set such a high standard, obviously, in terms of things happening. So I think I think I'm being fair here. I would just like the one of the two titles to be defended, but hey, I'm never complaining about Sareee main event at the end of the day, so I'll take that. I'll take that. But yeah, that is Ami Sorei's return match. You'll then have the future Stardom Championship match on the line. Hina defends against Rion. Talk about that more next week. You'll have the goddesses of Stardom Championships on the line. They'll defend against Natsu and Saori. Match is going to be phenomenal. And officially, for the IWGP Women's title, Shuri defends against Sareee. Big time potential match of the year right here. Their first match of the year was simply phenomenal. 30-minute time limit draw. I have all the hope in the world, all confidence in the world. This will be great. I know you're listening to me and you know there's no bias here, obviously. Of course, I'm kidding. There's always bias when it comes to Sareee. But yeah, we'll see what happens. But we'll talk about that more next week. This upcoming weekend, and this is again, here's my me Vita Loca thing. It's like, okay, we're kind of there, and honestly, I just rather see this match. Truthfully, I like, I love Young Kozen. They're a great duo, so it's fine. But here is your card for Numazu on Saturday. There's some fun matches on this show. You'll have FWC teaming up with Kikyo Furusawa to take on Natsuko Tora, Momo Watanabe, and Azusa Naba. That should be a fun one. Saki Kashima, Yuna Mizumori, Emma Maishima, and Fuki Death all face off in a four-way match. Lady C, Tomoki Naba, and Kyoko Katatsu. They'll face off with Konami, Ruaka, and Rina. You'll have Shuri, Hina, and Ranna Yagami teaming up. They'll face Waka Tsukiyama, Hanako, and Rion. Starlight Kid, Azumi, Miyu Amasaki, and Mei Sarah. They'll face Suzuki, Akira Kuragane, Sayaka Kurara, and Aya Sakura. Something tells me we'll have some sort of official challenge here. Maybe we get shocked. Maybe they toss a Wonder Stardom title match on instead. There's avenues here, or they just make the Me Vita Loca match official. I don't really know. That's what they've been teasing. That's pretty much what they've said in backstage promos, but we'll see. But I do think this match will be important and it'll be quite good because hey, shouts out to the young star Aya Sakura. And then your main event, which should be a fun preview tag, it'll be Hanan Saida and Momokogo taking on Natsupoi Sayoriano and Yuria Hime. There is a show on Sunday as well. I don't have a graphic for it because Stardom didn't put them up yet on social, but they'll probably have them up by the time this show's over, I'm sure. So I'll look stupid, but that's okay. In my bara on Sunday, so the final show before the conversion, Biwaka Sugiyama, Hanako, and Rion facing Suzuki, Hina, and Yuri. What? Oh, Akira Kuragane, I think, is on the Pro Wrestling Wave, Catch the Wave. So there's reason for her not being here. Moving on, we have Kikyo and Emma. They'll team up to face Natsuko Tora and Ruaka. So an interesting tag there. This should be a fun three-way match. It's Azumi, Ranna Yagami, and Azusa Inaba. Saki Kashima teams up with Tomoki Inaba, take on Young Kozen, Aya Sakura, and Sayaka Kurara. Starlight Kid, Mei Sarah, and Miyu Amasaki take on Konami, Rina, and Fukigen Death. Shuri and Lady C team up. They'll face Saya Kamitani and Momo Watanabe. That should be a fun one. And we have another preview tag in the main event. It'll be Hanan, Saida, and Momokogo taking on Natsupoi, Soriano, and Yuna Mizumori. So that should be quite a good way to sell that match right before the show. But that is it from the World Wonder Ring here this week. Next week, we'll be back to talk the conversion. We'll preview the conversion. We'll talk anything else that came from the weekend shows. So keep an eye out for that. We'll maybe get the conversion preview out a little bit early, as we like to do here. Maybe that'll be the extra video. I have a lot of ideas now, so that's pretty cool. I don't know if the 5-star Grand Prix will come out on that show. Probably be announced, or the participants probably be announced on the next Korakuen, if I had to guess. But keep an eye out for that as well. But yeah, that is it from Stardom. Let's talk about Sendai Girls here a little bit. Sendai Girls had two shows one in Osaka and one at Shinjuku Face. Both of them were fine. They weren't the best Sendai Girls shows I've ever seen. They actually have some great shows come up here soon. But we'll quickly go over the Osaka show because the next show is the more newsworthy one. So in the Osaka show, you had Zones defeat Yuna. I've seen that match plenty of times. You had Chi Chi on the next show. She's back. This was my first chance seeing Chi Chi back. Very happy to have her back. She had 2 solid singles matches. First up, losing to Royo Matsumoto. That's not a big shock, but welcome back, Chi Chi. You know, I have a few wrestlers that I'll always root for a little bit extra. Chi Chi is, of course, one of them. So I'm very happy for her to be back in the ring. Yurika Oka defeated Yura Suzuki. Team 200 kilograms defeated Manami and Sadie Gibbs. I want to just give some flowers here to Sadie Gibbs. I was going to wait till the Shinjuku Face show, but I'll just stay on now. Every time I've seen her on a show, whether it be a Sendai Girls show, a Marvel show, or Monday Magic, she has always left it all out there. Like, she has transformed. She's kind of crazy in the right ways. And when I say crazy, I mean she just goes out there and does her damn thing, like she does these crazy springboard, like 450 clotheslines. They're a little bit terrifying, but she just goes for it. It's something I think you can appreciate. I thought that was really cool. So she did that here. Her and Minami were a fun duo, but of course they lost the team 200 kilograms. Then in the main event, Red Energy got plenty of momentum heading into their title match the next day when they defeated Dash Chisako and Ryo Mizunami, which was a bit of a shock. I don't know why I expected the tag champs to lose, but Dash and Ryo is a tough team, but they did get the win. That Shinjuku Face on the next day. This was the very newsworthy show, and it started with Minami and Ryo Mizunami defeating Yuna and Yura Suzuki. The Zones defeated Hiroyo Matsumoto and Shin Sakura Oroda. And then Dash Shaka one-on-one with Chi-Chi. This was a quite enjoyable match. I liked this one. I thought this was the better of the two from Chi-Chi's weekend. It's also kind of a preview for Shareeism. They'll be facing off on that show as well. But this was a solid match. And after Dash Sasako got the win, who walked out but Hazuki? I had the biggest smile on my face when I saw Hazuki. So I watched Hazuki's first catch the wave match against Nanami Hitano. That was really solid. And now Hazuki enters the Sendai Girls ring. She will go one-on-one with Dash Sasako in a hardcore match on the July 19th Korakuen Hall show that Sendai is having. So that's awesome. But I have so happy because this is what I want Hazuki to be doing. If she's not going to be doing anything in Stardom, which by all accounts looks to be the case, please, please, please go out there and start wrestling these other people. Her versus Dash is a match that I'm so excited for. And I know some people would love it to be a normal singles match, but listen, remember people said that about last year about the Momo Watanabe Dash match, and those two crushed it. And Hazuki's a little bit more crazy. So I think this match is gonna be great. Just love seeing Hazuki here. Like I said, big smile on my face. I love her. I love Dash. It's gonna be great. And then in the semi-main event, Team 200 kilograms defeated Debbie Keitel and Sadie Gibbs in what I thought was a pretty solid match. I haven't seen Debbie Keitel at all, so I thought she looked fine, but Sadie Gibbs was pretty crazy here again as well. And Team 200 kilograms continues to be the bar in tag team wrestling, but it will not last forever, unfortunately, as you got on the microphone and announced after the match that she will be retiring at the end of the year. Yet another Joshi retirement. And this one takes away what many would argue is the best tag team in the world. You will retire at a special produce show on December 28th at Shinjuku Face. Very emotional. because I love Team 200 kilograms. They are one of the best tag teams in the world and have been for years. Um, but listen, I say this, I've said this with Risa Sarah, I've said this with Nanai, Mako, Tam, Tehonma, Yuki Miyazaki. Retiring on your own terms is what's most important. And I'm hoping that this is indeed on her own terms. It feels like it is. You know, we're stretching out till December. I know Sonoko Kato's retiring too. Just a long, long list of retirements. Risa Sarah, of course, in the new year, I believe. There's just so many retirements, too many retirements, and I'm wishing you the best. I'm gonna enjoy her final few months of action here. She has a half a year left essentially, and I'm gonna enjoy the Team 200 kilograms farewell tour because that's gonna be emotional as well. And they have made sure to pack it up already. The next Sendai Pit show will be Takumi Iroha and Sanka versus Team 200 kilograms. So that's a good start. That's a good start. But I just wanted to shout out you as she heads off into the sunset very, very soon. And then in your main event, you had a Sendai Girls tag team title match, which I thought was pretty solid. Eureka Oka is great in these, especially. I feel like that is something I always take from here is that she's just so great and is always so great. Because she is great. And I thought she had a great showing here. I thought Unagi Sayaka offered enough secondary work for her. Unagi and Iwata did some solid work. Takase was good. Red Energy is always very, very solid. But ultimately, Red Energy won. This wasn't like, I don't think this would come close for me as to like the Bubble Bubble Momo Banana matches necessarily, but it was a very solid challenge. I don't always see Unagi anymore. She's just here, there, and everywhere, obviously. But this was a good showing from her, good showing from Iwata, and so on. Unagi did challenge Iwata to a singles match for the Sendai Pit show, so interested to see how that goes, where that's going. Usually you do it the other way around, right? You have the single, then the tag, but they're doing it the opposite. But yeah, solid defense for them. I'm wondering who is next for them. Maybe we'll find that out on the Sendai Pit show set up for that Korakuen. That would be nice. Maybe it'll be Stardom duo. Who knows? Maybe it won't be FWC. I'm an idiot. I will say on the Dash one, I think Hazuki should beat Dash and challenge Shiro Hashimoto for the Sendai Girls World Title because that's real business. Please, please, please. But yeah, this was a fun double header for the weekend. Definitely always fun to check out. So go do that if you haven't. Um, but yeah, let's move over now to Marigold here to close out the show. Oh, I already went through those. So Marigold had no shows this past weekend, but they did have a pretty newsworthy week. They did have their press conference as well. But they also announced the dates for the Dream Star Grand Prix 2025. So, for those wondering, how much will I have to cover all in one time? A lot. Yay. There's so much going on. So the dates are as follows. You'll have a double header on August 2nd in Osaka. So once again, a double header. That'll be the opening night for the tournament on August 3rd. It'll be in Hiroshima, August 9th in Miyako, August 10th in Sendai, August 16th in Ishikawa, August 17th in Shibuya, August 22nd in Arakawa. Then on August 30th, they'll head to Korakuen Hall. September 2nd will be at Shinjuku Face. September 6th will be in Toyama. September 7th will be in Mie. And the final this year will be at Korakuen Hall. So that will be freaking awesome. That is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 dates. I think that's a extended a number of dates from last year, ranging about a month and a half. So there will be crossover between that and the 5-star Grand Prix this year. Last year, the only crossover was opening night and the final night. So there will be plenty of crossover on the weekends, I believe. But other than that, It's fine. And you know, I'm the psycho. I am going to do my show to show reviews, whether I whether I can handle it or not for each tournament. I'm looking forward to both. It's the best time of the year, folks. We get excited, but I'm excited for the Dreamstar Grand Prix. I'm excited to see who enters the fray this year, how many people are in each block, and so on. Should be absolutely awesome. So it's the best time of the year, like I said. Also, press conference was this weekend or this week. The standout moments were rookie Yuka Yamazaki. I believe that is her name. Let me double check. Yes, Yuka Yamazaki, fired up. Mirai, proud as hell. She even tried to choke out Gochika. Like this was a lot of fun. Welcome to Yuka Yamazaki. She will make her official debut on Saturday. Then she'll have a match on Sunday, and she'll team with Mirai against Chika Goto and Yuki Minami at the Korakuen Hall show. So big time for her. We also had the main event made for the Korakuen Hall show. It'll be Mayu Iwatani, Utami Hayashishita, and Sareee Yamaoka facing Senka Akatsuki, Takumi Iroha, and Sora Ayame. This is why the Marigold versus Marvelous, the rivalry so far, was put together for you to learn about what's going on. Like I said earlier, if you're listening to the MP3 version, wait till the end of the show. It will be on there, so you can check that out. But yeah, this press conference was fun. Senka, as always, ready to go, ready to fight. Started ripping at Sareee Yamaoka, which she was not prepared to fight. And Senka hilariously said, "You should always be ready when I'm around," which just fantastic. But the big story here is Utami and Mayu officially joining the fight against Marvelous. They have not been a part of it yet. Obviously, we know Utami challenged Takumi Iroha to a championship match, but that is all we've seen so far. Feels like we are going to kick that into gear now very, very soon. But it's an exciting main event. We'll talk about that full card here in a second. But we'll start on Saturday. Saturday for Marigold heads to Osaka with the debut of Yuka Yamazaki in her hometown of Osaka. She'll go one-on-one with Mirai. Always fascinating to see what a new rookie looks like. Obviously, in Marigold, the new rookies have been super duper exciting. She did not get the super rookie title, so not as much pressure as maybe Shino and Sareee Yamaoka, but just based on the press conference, the first time we really got to see her, seems fired up, seems a little bit crazy. Mirai seems a little bit proud. Fascinating to see how she does in her very first match. You'll then have Kazuna Tanaka taking on Nagisa Tachibana and Ryoko Sakamura in three-way action. Flying Penguin is back. It's an Osaka show. Of course, Flying Penguin's around. Teaming up with Hummingbird to take on Chiaki and Misa Matsui. Kokimare teams with Tommy Hayashishita to take on Yuki Minami and Chika Goto. In the semi-main event, Shino's back. Shino is in action. It'll be Shino, Sareee Yamaoka, and Mai Sakurai taking on Miku Ano, Kamo Minami, and Ryo Seto. This match is going to be a lot of fun. Like I said earlier, check out the interview I did with Shino if you haven't already. Very proud of it. She's very confident, obviously for her age and her experience level, but it's one that I think will make you even more of a fan if you really liked her debut match. So very cool to see her. Yamaoka and Mai Sakurai, hell of a trio. They'll take on Miku, Komomo, and Ryo Seto. Looking forward to that one. And your main event will be Mayu Iwatani and Victoria Yuzuki taking on Nagisa Nozaki and Megaton. Megaton will get her final shot here. If she loses, she's out of Darkness Revolution. This is the first time Mayu Iwatani is sharing the ring with Megaton. This is also the first time that it's just the straight up team up for Mayu Iwatani and Victoria Yuzuki since Mayu joined the company. I am obviously fascinated to see the interactions between Mayu and Megaton, but I will say this, I don't feel great about Megaton's chances here. I don't feel great about her staying in the Darkness Revolution. And yeah, that is that. So best of luck to Megaton here in that main event. And then on Sunday, you'll have Yuka Yamazaki take on Ryoko Sakamura. Sareee Yamaoka goes one-on-one with Megaton. Rhea Seto and Kimono Minami team up. They'll face Yuki Minami and Nagisa Tachibana. Koki Amare goes one-on-one with Hummingbird. And then you have two strong trios matches to close out the show. First up, Victoria Yuzuki, Mirai, and Kazuna Tanaka. They'll team up to take on Chiaki, Misa Matsui, and Nagisa Nozaki. Then in your main event, which looks to be a great main event, it will be Utami Hayashishita, Miku Ano, and Chikagoto taking on Mayu Iwatani, Mai Sakurai, and Chan Yoda. Just days before Chan Yoda and Mai Sakurai look to bring the Twin Star titles back to Marigold. So these should be two fun shows. But this week for Marigold is about one show and one show only, and that is the Korakuen Hall show. So it'll be Mirai and Yuki Yamazaki going head to head with Chikagoto and Yuki Minami. Obviously, by then we'll have an idea of the type of wrestler Yuki Yamazaki is going to be, but her teaming with Mirai is fascinating. Perhaps she's going to take her under her wing based on what we've seen so far. It very much looks like that will be the case, but remains to be seen, remains to be official, but we will wait and see. Fascinated. I don't know. I can't preview a match where I've never seen the wrestler wrestle, but we have three of them in one weekend. So we're going to get a very quick look at what Yamazaki brings to the table. And Mirai's great. Yuki Minami's making strides. Chikagoto's obviously very good. So should be a fun undercard tag. Then this one jumps off the page for me. I think this is a very exciting matchup. It'll be Celine Flora, Victoria Yuzuki, and Kazuna Tanaka. They'll be teaming up to take on Rhea Seto and Kimono Minami. So the future young Marigold is on full display here at Korakuen Hall. Yuzuki and Kazuna obviously getting to team up. Very cool. That's what you'll want to see. I don't think we get enough of that. I mean, Yuzuki has so many tag team partners, so I get it. But I'm excited. I'm excited for this matchup. You're going to get the future on full display against one another. You know, you're going to have them trying to prove themselves, which is always good as well. So, like I said, I am looking forward to this matchup, and I'm sure Celine Flora will get the win here. Then in a special singles match will be Miku Ano going one-on-one with Arina Yamanaka. I think this is a great way to continue the momentum for Miku, right? Miku coming off the Nanae Takahashi retirement match win. Now at the first bigger show since then, she will go into one-on-one action against Yamanaka. This should be interesting because I think Yamanaka is very clearly showing improvement now that she's been around the roster a bit more. And there's few people you can trust more than Miku Ano these days to just maybe carry a match is extreme, but really, really bring a match to a top level. And I think that's what she does. So I'm excited for this one. I think it could be a very solid third match to the top. But this show is about two matches, most importantly, and that is the continuation of Marigold versus Marvelous. It starts with the Twin Star Championships. Riko Kawahara and Maria of Magenta will make their first defenses of the Twin Star Championship since winning them, and they'll defend against United National Champion Mai Sakurai and Chan Yota. This is important. This is an important one because can the Twin Stars come back to Marigold? I think the belts have been missed. You know, Marigold has been on a very solid roll, but I do think the belts have been missed since they were taken away about a month ago now. Yeah, a month ago now. So Mai Sakurai and Chan Yota are the ones to do it. Now, I think Magenta is successfully retaining. And here's why. One, it's their first defense. I think that's kind of what you want to do. You don't want them to lose instantly. I think that would be tough, even though Mai Sakurai is in this match. Even though I love Mai Sakurai and Chan Yota as a duo, I would love to see them as champions. I think Magenta's winning. And I think Rico or Maria should be pinning Mai Sakurai. A big shock, but that sets them up for a championship match at the next Korakuen Hall show next month on the 16th. I feel like that Korakuen is going to be stacked because that's the final Korakuen before the Dream Star Grand Prix. It feels like the Korakuen where you'll have all the big title matches. I think Mai Sakurai gets one more in there, and I think one of these two would be perfect challengers for her. So that's my pitch. Have Rico or Maria pin her. Probably Rico. Feels like Rico is kind of the one a little bit more in the spotlight per se. But I'm happy with either. I really am. I think both look great challengers for Mai Sakurai, and that's how they should do it. They should cheat. They could cheat to win. That's fine. But again, adding another win to the marvelous conversation as well is important. So yeah, I'd get Mai Sakurai to lose here, make that challenge, set it for next month, and don't look back. It'll be a month from pretty much this show, so plenty of time if you want to try to get one match in there to preview, build as well. But I'm in for that. And then your main event, this is going to be awesome. Marigold versus Marvelous, plain and simple, trios match. Mayu Utani, Utami Hayashishita, and Sareee Yamaoka, they all team to take on Takumi Iroha, Senka Katsuki, and Sohrei Yame. If you haven't checked out my Marigold versus Marvelous video yet, you should. Like I said, I'll have it at the end here. But the story is simple. Takumi Iroha has demanded more competition from the Marigold side. Takumi has been made to be the final boss of this entire feud. She has consistently dominated. She has consistently won. Now you enter the world champion and the icon, the greatest of all time. You asked for it, you get it. First time seeing Takumi and Mayu matchup in a long time. Beyond excited for that. First time Mayu shares the ring with Senka and Sora. Very excited for that. The same goes for Tommy with those two. And Sareee Yamaoka and Senka get to revamp their bubbling rivalry, a rivalry that I don't think will be ending anytime soon. So that's exciting. That's exciting. I think honestly, this is going to be great, no matter what. But in terms of who wins, how do we win? Listen, Sohrei Yame is here for a reason. I think Mayu pins Sora. I think that is the path. Utami could and make that challenge, but I do think we're going to get Utami and Takumi for that Korakuen Hall show made official on this, right? Takumi is dominant, GHC, AAAW, both of them. You know, this is someone who is an absolute monster, and making her challenge in that title match, it's fascinating to see what that looks like. I know Mayu has obviously entered the conversation of a potential person to face off with Takumi as well. For probably the GHC eventually, but right now it feels like the Utami match is first up. So that's where I think we go from here. But this should be an awesome, awesome match. I just love the Marigold versus Marvelous rivalry. Hope you do too, because I made a video about it. So that would, you should check that out. Thank you. But like I said, that is it here for the podcast. Thank you everyone for listening. Please leave a like, comment what your thoughts are on the current things going on in the world of Joshi, whether it be my thoughts on me, Vita Loca. Let me know what you think about the faction so far. What you would like to see Saya Kamitani do, what you would like to see FWC or just Hazuki do moving forward. So that's most of the stuff from Stardom. What your thoughts on the conversion card. And then for Marigold, let me know what your thoughts are overall. Continue to let me know what your thoughts are on the Marigold versus Marvelous feud. The things they have coming up, what you're hoping to see come from the Korakuen Hall show, and so much more. Thank you everyone again for listening. Please press that like button if you haven't. It does a lot of good to get more eyes on the videos. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Next week, we'll be back with a packed episode. We're going to review all these shows. We're going to preview the conversion. There's a lot. There's a lot next week. So lock in, prepare. That's what it's all about. So until next time, everyone, so long. See you later. Bye bye.